When I was growing up, my grandma Mona, who I lived with, insisted that tea had to be served at 4 o'clock. There was a tea cozy on the around the teapot, so the tea stayed hot. It was always served in really nice teacups. And if there was a guest that came for tea, and which invariably there was, then there would be something special that was made, like a special warm cream of wheat kind of savory dish called upma that they used to make. She was very particular about this whole tea ritual and drinking it in really nice cups. And it did make a difference drinking out of a nice cup as opposed to pottery. 4:30 every day after we drank our little cup, she would go to visit the neighbor next door, and this neighbor was a lady who actually was paralyzed. And my grandmother every day insisted we visit her at 4:30. She'd drink a little cup, and I always tagged along because again I was offered goodies to eat. So I went from house to house drinking tea with everyone, because in India you can't refuse. If you refuse food, you can't actually refuse tea, because you have to leave drinking or eating something, because that's just how we welcome people, because to have someone in your house is an honor in our culture. Actually, when I was really young, I did not like tea at all, and I think part of it was it was just too milky for me, and I didn't really like milk very much, and it was very bitter too. I found people boiled it for a very long time, and then much later, in my 20s, I met one of our very close family friends said, "Oh, you gotta try my masala chai." So it was tea and all the spices I use today, which is cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, ginger, pepper. And I drank a cup and I got instantly hooked on masala chai. Like that just became my new drink. So everywhere in India, depending on the region, there'll be very different spices that go into it. Like when I went to South India, I went to Kerala some years ago and I was in a tea estate. I was given a lot of either ginger tea or cardamom tea, and there were different variations of ingredients I could choose. I went to North India some years ago to stay with friends, and they gave me a fennel blend, which was fennel, ajwain, cardamom, and they had star anise in it. Traditionally, what I used to do, and I still sometimes do this, was take all the ingredients that I need for my 1 cup of tea or two and grind them with a mortar. So grind it all together. Now, because I have a chai business and I'm making a lot more spices, I can't keep up with the hand grinding method. So I do use electric grinder to grind the spices. But I do it in small batches so that it's always fresh. I actually I got a degree in special education. I have a master's in special education, which I got from Syracuse. And I worked as an inner city school special ed inclusion teacher in Oakland, California for about 17 years. And then in 2006, our family moved up here to Canada. And I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. I knew I wasn't going to go back into teaching just because it was going to be complicated with going back to school up here in Canada. And so a lot of people had proposed that I open a chai cafe, which I wasn't really interested in doing actually, because I had young children at the time, and I really wanted to something where I could work part-time and raise my children, my sons. So when I started this business in 2009, I had just one tea, the Bombay Masala chai, and I actually had it in little wax paper packets where I individually packaged the tea and spices in little packets, and I remember putting little stickers to seal it. And I didn't think I could make a living doing this, but I am. And I start because now I have 8 or 9 different tea blends, and same with the cooking spices. And I started really slowly. I didn't want to rush the process, and I also didn't know how to. I have been learning along the way because I don't have a degree in business, so it's just been learning from customers and learning on the job. It's just something I really enjoy, and it's also a real social thing for me to have friends over and drink tea with people together and talk and take a little break from the day, from just all the internet and social media and all that stuff, and just be able to communicate with people around a cup of tea.